Sara, welcome to the program.
Hey!
Hey, how did you get into acting?
I got into acting when I was 6 years old, and I'd actually gone to see a production of Peter Pan at Center Stage.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother, because I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to do this now. And so I went and I tried out, and my mom didn't think I was going to make it, actually.
Really?
Yeah, she did it. And especially because they had this call board when you got there, and only the certain people that were in the leads got to be on this call board. And I told my mom, 6, I'm going to be on that board, Mom. And she was like, yeah, okay, honey. And so I went in, and I actually got a part as the baby spider, first one, Joy. And I got to be on this call board my first time, so I was like, yeah, Mom! So then I think I continued because I got to prove everyone wrong.
Wow.
In the nicest way.
So how old were you?
I was 6.
You were 6. Did you always have this, like, you seem like you do voices and stuff. Have you always done that?
Yes, I've always been a little bit of a mess. When we were little, when we used to, like, instead of, making cards or something for people for presents, I filmed videos of myself singing, because that's more enjoyable. So,
making a card?
Yeah, a card. You got a personalized video of everything that I was singing. At the time it was Reba McEntire, so you got a Reba McEntire knockoff of Sara.
So you consider yourself more an actress, a singer, or a dancer?
Singer.
Really?
I would say that's my strong point. I don't think I'm a strong dancer. That's probably the weakest out of the 3. So I would say singing, acting, and then dancing. But I'm usually always comedic roles. I try so hard to be serious, but people just, I don't think, take me seriously. So,
gee, I can't imagine why that is.
I don't get those very often.
That's all right. More people like to come see comedies than drama anyway.
Good answer!
That's right. So you did this. What did you do in high school?
I'd say...
More acting or singing?
I did theater, and then I was choir president. Yeah! All those years. And that was pretty much my life. I know my senior year of high school, I think I was in 6 shows at one time during my spring semester.
6?
6 of them. Yeah, knock it out. Keep it busy. And I managed to make every rehearsal at every one. Except for, I got in trouble one time because I didn't go to a choir concert rehearsal because I was at a performance for another one, and I actually got kicked out of choir for a day for that. Choir president got kicked out of choir. Yes, I did. How about that? Rebel life.
Try not to do this.
There's a little example. Don't do that, guys.
No.
Yeah.
So, when it was time for college, where did you decide to go?
I started off at Sam Houston, going with musical theater.
Right.
And then, as I got to college, I got a disease called Panda's disease, which is a neurological disorder. So I actually had to leave college because I couldn't function at the time. I lost the ability to walk and to talk and to move.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. For about 5 years. So this actually is my first time back doing any of this.
That's incredible.
Because I am still getting over that disease.
That's incredible. Well, this is why we do this kind of stuff.
So nobody knew this. Yeah.
Well, that's right.
I lost everything. I was
most
at a
people...
hospital. Whoa, here I am now at this theater.
I have to tell you that hospital does have a way of reminding you what's important.
It does.
There's no question about that. Or being sick, and not necessarily the hospital per se, but just being, gravely ill does definitely remind you.
And to be thankful for things, Because when you lose everything, I considered myself kind of at the top of my game when I left. After those 6 shows, I was like, yeah, I can do anything. Right. And then as soon as I got to college and I got sick and couldn't move, I was like, oh snap, this isn't going to work out like I thought. So, and then, just getting back to where I was, I get, frustrated because I was like, I used to be able to do that, and now I can't. So it's a relearning of everything you already learned, so you kind of feel like
it is, absolutely.
A baby.
Where do you get your comedic talent? Because we see that on stage. There's no question about it. Where does that come from? Does it come from your mom, dad, people you observe,
that's
favorite
the funny
actors
thing,
or actresses?
Is everyone always asks because my sister sings as well, and she sings very beautiful. She's a classical singer, though. And they're always like, where did you girls learn to sing and everything? And my parents are like, not from us, because they're not, they don't have any of that ability. So, very nicely. They say it, too. I'm just getting it out there, everyone. Sorry. But I don't know, actually. I think I just watched so many people do it while I was young, and I always wanted to be an impersonator, actually.
So you mimic a lot.
I mimic a lot of people.
Yes.
Like, I know that the kids were talking about, oh, you sound like Penny from the CD, and I was like, that's because, like, all I used to do was sit in my bedroom and, you know, lock myself in there for hours. Oh, my parents were so bad. They even put a mirrored wall. I had a giant mirrored wall in my bedroom. And my sister would be so annoyed, so they locked this bedroom. This sounds like Rapunzel, but it's really not, folks. And so they'd just be like, Sarah, go upstairs, and lock me in this room, and I would just sing and learn a soundtrack at a time. And I would try and copy the voices of whichever part I would want to play in that show. So I think that's where I started to pick up exactly how to do the comedic parts, because I'd copy exactly what they were doing and then make it my own, depending on the show.
So who's your favorite comedian?
Well, overall, I don't really watch regular stand-up comedians because that's kind of boring to me. Sorry if you are a stand-up comedian, but you gotta be moving and singing for me. But I would say if it was, you know, a Broadway person, I am in love with Sutton Foster.
Oh my goodness!
Foster, you are my hero.
She's awesome.
I hope you watch this video.
I don't know that you will, but you know what?
I'm gonna get this to you.
I have to tell you the Sutton story.
Okay, I love Sutton. Let's hear one.
It's 2003, and I'm in New York, and Carol and I decided we're going to see a show. The Early Modern Millie. Never heard of it? Oh, what the hell. Let's go see it. Who's in it? Sutton Foster. Never heard of her. Oh my goodness, what a talent. But really our first question was, is this okay for our son to see, who was 7 at the time? Said, no problem. Once he saw that, he would not let us see anything else. So every time we'd go back to New York, I want to see The Early Modern Millie. Well, you know, I know Sutton's in it, but now her boyfriend's in it. I don't care. I want to see it again and again. And I said, we were groupies. We stood by the door. We waited for it to come out. And everybody but Sutton comes out.
That always happens. Where do you people go? Do you have a helicopter pass? None of the big stars ever come out of these things.
It was a matinee. I understand they had another show, so I can understand.
I don't understand.
But she's awesome. Just awesome. We just saw her in Anything Goes a couple years back.
I saw her in Galveston when you came, Sutton, and I did wait by the door. I was like, Galveston does not have any secret way of getting out of this theater. You did not come out. They're probably keeping them inside that building or something. I don't know. But that same thing actually happened to us when we went to New York. It was the time Wicked was coming out, and they were in previews. And so when you hear Wicked, you're like, oh my God, can I take my kids to the show? And so we actually did. We saw the first, one of the first days of Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel in Wicked before anybody knew exactly what it was, because it doesn't sound at the time like, whoa, what are you going to watch with your children? Something wicked.
Oh, gee. What parts would you like to do that you haven't done yet?
Oh my gosh. I would love to be Fiona and Shrek. That's one I want to do really badly.
Well, duh. I mean, you did audition with that. You did an awesome job.
Yeah, I did. Everyone always asks, have you already done it? I'm like, no, I have not. I want to do that. I want to be Ariel in The Little Mermaid. That is another big one. It's more serious, but folks, I think I can handle this for real. I think I got this one. And I've been wanting to be Janet Van de Kamp and
of course, yes.
And show off it, in Drowsy Shack.
Drowsy.
Those are some lifetime achievements.
You need to come a year ago. We needed you then.
I know. These are some lifetime achievement goals here. Oh, I'd also like to be in Young Frankenstein, but I probably want to do that when I'm older. If Sutton's done it, I just want to do it. Okay, there you go. Let's just throw that out there.
In case you didn't hear that, Sutton.
Yes.
Yeah, in case you didn't hear that.
See, I'm giving this to you.
Do you like to travel? Or
to Disney World.
Well, hey, who doesn't?
You can take me to Disney World all day long. We shoot. I love to go to Disney World because I worked there, and
oh,
so
really?
yes, I did.
You were a cast member.
I was a cast member, not
yep.
an employee. I was a cast member at Disney, and so when you're there for so long, you think it's your home. You think that's like your backyard.
Really?
Yeah, because you get to play in the parks all day for free. That's pretty much your only perk. Sorry, Disney. But they're so funny. All your money just goes right back into the parks. They're so smart about that. Like, hey, look what you get, but hey, your paycheck's going right back because you're going to need a snack in the park.
It's a nice company town, okay?
It is great. I loved working for them. But, yes, Disney I'd love to go, and I want to go to New York anytime. If anybody wants to buy me some tickets, I'll go with you, chaperone, whatever you need. But other than that, I'm really not a traveler unless it has to do with Disney. Disney cruise would be great. Yeah, my husband, when we got married, wanted to know where we wanted to go on our honeymoon, and his options were Disney World, New York, or Disney cruise, and he's like, we're going to wait on that. We're going to wait.
Period.
We're going to wait to take one, so maybe we'll get more grown up and we'll go to...
No, but Disney is like the #1 honeymoon location, you know?
Yeah.
So why not?
I'm obsessed with it, so he doesn't really want to encourage that behavior anymore. It's like, you're kind of old, you need to grow up.
You need to convert him. You need to please him.
Oh, I tried. I tried so hard. I was like, honey, I'm going to go work at Disney. You should come too. So he actually came and worked there as well. Yeah. It didn't really work on him the way the magic worked on me.
Wait a minute. So what does he do?
He works at Top Golf now.
Okay.
But he did not feel the Disney love. He did actually.
Am I missing something here? What? How can you know?
That's a good question, Josh. Follow-up video for you, part 2. But yeah, he didn't feel it. He still does things for me that I need. I want. Like, he proposed outside of Cinderella's castle. Great, I know. All y'all are now jealous. But
Cinderella's castle.
Yes, he did. Wow. But he really just doesn't like it at all.
Well, what is he into?
Josh is into video games.
Okay.
Sleeping. Yeah. His car. And that's about it. Got it. Yeah.
We have to work him into theater. We have to get him to get that grease paint card, right?
He is a technical theater major. Just kidding.
Really?
But yeah, he was a projection design, and he can build sets and all that stuff. But he usually now kind of just lets me do it, so he doesn't, I don't know, pop my bubble. I don't know what he likes to let me have the spotlight.
He doesn't like to do that anymore?
No, he will. He will if I say, babe, we really need your help. But he's so busy with other things that he'd rather, I guess, drive his car around. I don't know. So, yeah.
All right, so we talked about some roles that you like to do. So that is good. What do you do when you're not acting?
When I'm not acting, I am...
Or singing or dancing.
Yeah. What is that? I'm actually an event coordinator over at a golf course that my parents... We own a lot of golf courses in the community, so I'm training to one day take over that. We'll see how that works out. But I'm an event coordinator. But in my spare time, I usually get hired and volunteered out at schools, doing the same thing, dancing and singing and acting and choreographing and directing those type of shows. And then I also like to, hang out with my people, my friends that are all in the show because I needed time to hang out with them more. Funny how that works out. And then I like to coupon.
Coupon?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I'm one of those, extreme couponers that likes to find things for the cheapest price. So I do spend some time comparing prices at different stores.
Yep.
To coupon things. For instance, all of my costumes in this show, I think, cost less than $20!
Woo!
Take that when you watch this show. You go, what? You will. You will do that.
Hey, for us, we like resale shopping, even on vacation.
Oh, that's me.
And Goodwill is upscale for us.
Oh, Goodwill is the nice thrift shopping.
That's the nice end of the park.
That is high quality. That is like the Neiman Marcus of thrift shopping.
Oh, absolutely. When we go to Stowe, Vermont, the first thing we go, hey, let's go hit the resale shop so we can see if we can find some ski gear.
I know, that's what I do every day. Oh my gosh, I think I've Value Village 5 times in this month. And then it's so bad, I'll go back and be like, this has already been here for a while. Like,
Oh.
usually they get new stuff in
Yeah.
quite often because it's a big one. I'm like, why isn't this selling? I guess you'll need to lower your price or something because it's still here. But yeah, I thrift shop all the time, and I'm happy about it. Shoot, when people are like, you got that where? I'm like, I got this for $2, and you can't even tell the difference between my outfit and yours. Yeah. I'm happy about it.
If you were to plan a Disney vacation for someone
Oh my gosh.
for like a week, what would you tell them to do? Disney World.
You don't want me to plan your Disney vacation
Why
for a
not?
week unless you are a serious Disney person. Because I actually used to get asked to do this for families coming up there because I know the park literally like the back of my hand. And so even like some of the people in the area will tell their friends that are like famous and stuff. They'll go, oh, you need to talk to Sarah. She knows all this stuff. Because my itinerary schedule for you when you go to Disney will be, you will get everything done that Disney has to offer. Yes. No kidding. But it is to the minute that you have to do what I say in order. Yes. And you will ride every ride in that park without waiting in line. Yes, folks, it is possible. You just have to know what you're doing, which I do. And so I'll get you done everything. But I will make sure you... And I mean, even the weird stuff that nobody even knows exists, like some of the little like piano bars that are on the board, those are awesome.
Oh, yes, they are.
People forget this stuff. And it's like $5. That's the cheapest thing at Disney. Why aren't you there?
Well, I think people forget that a Disney vacation isn't your typical vacation.
Yeah.
And I don't mean because of the glamour and all that kind of stuff. It's a working vacation.
Oh, yeah.
You're moving all the time.
You have to be ready to go, folks. When they say that park opens at 8, you are there at 7:45 in the front.
That's
and
right.
If you
Way
aren't
early.
there
That's
because
right.
people are there, you push yourself to the front and like pretend you're like, oh, I'm waiting for them up there. Oh, hey, hey. And then you're there. You make up friends.
We have the diaper trick. You don't want to lose your stroller. You put a diaper over it so it looks like it's full.
Oh,
and
no
nobody
diapers.
will leave it. They won't touch it.
Yeah.
They won't touch it.
I don't even do diapers anymore. I'm like, your kids walking, pick them up. Shoot, this is going to be a great exercise for you.
Yeah, somebody told me like the average walk is like 13 miles a day when you go to a Disney vacation.
I can't even know what mine is because the trick is that you don't want to try and do everything by the lands. That's the trick. That's where they get you because they want you to stay over there because you're too lazy to walk over here. You can't do that, folks. You got to start and go Space Mountain, then Splash Mountain, then back over here, then...
Get your fast pass.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
And now they jacked up these fast passes so much that they made it complicated, but there's still a way around it. Can't tell. I'll probably get sued.
I love their backstage tours, actually. That's just kind of hidden gems
nice.
because it's just a small group and you get to experience a little behind the scenes.
They tell you a lot
things.
of little details that you need to know sometimes and go, what? This building actually can't get electrocuted? What? I'm running here. They probably should tell. Well, they can't tell more people because then everyone's just going to be there during a storm. But it is really, 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 really cool. It is a great experience. If you go at the right time.
Yes, okay. At the end yes, of course.
You have to go at the right time of year. Otherwise, hooey.
What's the most that you've heard that someone's been to Disney?
Oh, gosh. Some of those people are, I'm sorry. I'm bad here, but some of these people I think are actually like living underground in the tunnels with everybody. Shoot. Especially, oh my gosh, when they start pulling out these pin collections, because I like randomly, I was like, alright, I'm going to get the pin trading bug, I'll try it. Then you get obsessed with it. But then some of these people's pin collections, I am like, what else? Do you have any money at your house? Because you're spending like $12 on these pins. I don't even know. I have no idea.
Well, most I'd ever heard, I ran into a dentist, and he'd been there 100 times. I'm sure people have been more. He went 6 times a year, 4 times with his family per year. And so he had it down to, you start getting bored after you've been a few times, so you try to do different things. Like, I think I will have a beer, at the British pub, and then I'll go eat Japanese, and then I'll go have dessert in Norway, or something like that. Those kind of things.
My own little food and wine festival.
Or we'll go and say, you know what, I think we're going to do parasailing today. And we'll just do different,
things that nobody's done. Yeah.
We're going to do miniature golf this time.
And
that would be between hotels within the same vacation. So we would actually stay at 3 different hotels.
That is so cool.
Because every time you changed, it's like a completely different vacation. I don't know what it was, so we would do that.
I like that.
So that was our game. at Disney.
I really do like that. That is
Anyway, so I heard 100 times. I know people that sell stuff on eBay, and all the money goes to their Disney vacation for that year. Every year.
Shoot, my husband's
every year.
You for telling
and when
me
I say that, he does about 10,000 a year. He would make about 10,000 on eBay, and it would all go to his Disney vacation.
I know my husband
year.
just flipped out because I just started eBaying like 2 weeks ago.
Well, maybe he could do cars. If he's into cars, he can buy and sell cars, and then make a little profit, and go to Disney. He can do something he likes, and he
Disney. Are you crazy? He's gonna try to take me somewhere else and be like, "Isn't this nice? Isn't this what you wanted?" And be like, "Mm-hmm." Yeah. It's like gonna be like, "Here's a Disney movie. Throw it on in a hotel. Thank you."
So, what haven't you done that you'd love to do? And I don't mean acting or dancing or something, but just in general, just from life perspective.
That is a good question. I always try to do what I want all the time. According to my parents, that always tends to happen. Well, shoot. I don't really like to do many other things. I would probably say... You mean something like what I've wanted to
Anything at all.
I still want to be like an impersonator, for real.
Right.
Or, you know what else would be super cool? I always wanted to be like one of those voices for cartoons.
Right.
Like them to base a princess or something off of me, and
right.
I'd just be the voice. Because
actually, it's surprising. There's quite a bit of I mean, not necessarily what you want to do, but there's a lot of voiceover work in Houston and Dallas. I know that Dallas they do anime. In fact, I know a guy who he made $50,000 a year rewriting Japanese anime scripts into English. Because when you translate it, it doesn't always translate exactly. That's why. This joke's not going to work. Let's change it to this. And that's what he does. Is like
I would totally
there's voiceover work. Yeah.
Because lately I've been wanting to go to Comic-Con. I mean,
why didn't you go to Comic-Con?
I want to go.
It was just here. It was just here.
I know. I want to go to Comic-Con really bad. I started watching Heroes of Cosplay because I'm a big costumer with my mother, and so I was trying to figure out how to do some things differently. And then I was like, "Holy cow! You can be a Disney princess at Comic-Con and compete!"
Oh man! So absolutely. You know what? The trick too, but most of these conventions is go in costume. Because only about 10% or less go in costume. And if you go in costume, you are a rock star. Every 5 feet, can I have your picture?
This is my thing!
Oh, it's awesome. It's a great time. It is a great time.
Over this jazz.
Hey, that's what we're doing. So at the end of this run of Hairspray, and you got to come see Hairspray.
Yes, please.
We are going to the convention in Las Vegas. The convention.
Oh my gosh!
Star Trek convention. We go in costume, believe me.
We're going to Vegas.
We have our video. It's all bit. It's a grand time. It's like 5 days of being a rock star. It's a fabulous
Can
time.
I go as a princess or do I have to go as a
You
Star
go
Trek?
anything you want to, but anything you want. But especially like Comicpalooza, they dress up as anything. As princesses, as, whatever, Catwoman, whatever.
I want to go to Comic-Con
You need to do
bad.
it.
I was actually talking to Isaiah about this because we been getting to know each other over this, and he's like, yeah. And then I want to go to Comic-Con, and I was like, me too! So I'm like, we're doing this.
Now, as I recall, the big Comic-Con, I don't remember where it is, but they usually have like 300 stars.
Oh yeah, you have to like buy tickets
you name
and
it,
everything.
Tens of thousands of people show up. It's awesome.
Oh yeah,
you got to do it.
I want to go so bad to Comic-Con.
Just do it. Yeah, so another reason to do eBay, save some money so you can go.
It is so crazy too, because like I was looking up the other day about what they do at Comic-Con because I really wanted to know in case I got there and it was like, all right, we're gonna do something else that I didn't even know. And so I started looking on there, and there's this thing that said how to make your dog a celebrity class, and I was like, I have been trying to make my dog a celebrity for the past 5 years. I know that sounds really weird, but I have like taken headshots for my dog and everything. Yes, people, I have, because my dog is just so cute. I think he could be one of those people like in Petco where you see the dog just up on the wall saying grooming or something. My dog could do that. He could.
You could be a stage mom, but for your dog.
My stage dog! I seriously...
I don't like the lighting. Could you change that, please?
I dress him up sometimes, just for pictures. I'm making a dog calendar.
And how still does he stay for this?
He is actually really photogenic.
Really?
My new puppy is not, but my other one, he loves taking pictures. I think he just loves the attention, but... He will pose. That's why I'm like, I have a hidden dog gym here, everyone. You
might have to use them. Because when we use, typical of animals, when you work with animals, it takes forever to get the shot that you want. You don't have that problem?
No, he's good.
Wow.
Chuck is perfect.
Wow.
He's great. He'll pose in different positions, too. If you want to be sad or you want to be happy dog, he'll do it. Any costume you put him in. So you can put him in someone with a hat and stuff. And at the beginning, he'll try and, but then...
What was that?
Yeah, he tries to get it off right here. He's like, ah. But then you've been like, it's okay. And then he's like, ready to go. So I want to make my
Another
dog a
actor.
celebrity.
It just happens to be a dog.
So there you go. I have my dog a celebrity and Comic-Con and being an impersonator.
Well,
Boom.
costuming. How did you get into costuming?
I got into... This is actually really funny, too. So, back when I was little, at Center Stage as well, you have to go to, this parent meeting or whatever, to learn about it. And they were assigning roles to the parents, and they said, who wants to do costuming? And I was like, oh, I love clothes, so will my mom. So I just went, my mom will! And she was sitting next to me at the time, like... Sarah, you are absolutely nuts, because she'd never done anything in the theater either. And I was like, she'll do it! And no other parent raised their hand at this point. So my mom got put in charge of costumes for Annie.
Oh my goodness. For all the little kids.
And so, since then, we just became really great at it. And so, after we moved to Austin for a little bit, and then we came back to the same company, and they were doing, Aladdin and all of these, and which are a lot more complicated than Annie.
Yeah.
And so she ended up buying a costume shop from. We actually ended up selling it later to Party Boy, but it was a giant costume shop. Wow. So we kind of just started making them, and since we were such cheapskates, we would make stuff out of junk, and it actually looks better. Right. Sometimes than it. Spending 20 hours sewing out of a pattern. Because, we just did Seussical at Porter High School, and we had to make everybody's costume for all of these kids on $25 budget. Which
$25?
Is $25 a costume for Seussical. That is, record-breaking, folks. And, some of the things we came up with, people thought we were absolutely nuts when we told them what we were going to do. For instance, Gertrude's tail had to, grow on stage. And just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I kept seeing all these stupid where they tie each a boa to a boa to a boa. And I'm like, what the heck is that? That is not a freaking tail. So we ended up getting a water hose, where you roll your hose. We got that, and we attached it to a belt. And then we put a giant piece of cardboard over it because we had just moved. So we had all of these boxes. And then we covered it with a comforter. And then we took some other sheets and started cutting them up to look like feathers. This is Pinterest quality here, folks, what I'm talking about. And so this tail ended up being, probably the size of this couch over here. It is about 3 or 4 feet long of how big and full of a tail we got this thing. And so when she put it on, it was absolutely beautiful because it rolled around the stage so easily because of the wheels that you couldn't even... So we just create weird stuff like this. Like, what are you doing? Happens a lot.
So where do you get your creative side?
My mother.
Really?
I said that very quickly. Yes, it's just my mom. My mom...
But you said she didn't do all this stuff, but she has the ability to be creative.
Oh, my mom is probably the most creative person I've ever met in my life. We are sometimes, the things we come up with are absolutely insane. But my mom is a creative genius when it comes to anything, usually. I don't even know where she gets some of these ideas. I pull some random ones out, but man, sometimes she tops me and I'm like, okay, wait, what? Oh, no, I gotcha. All right. And it always works. We have very ever had a problem going, okay, that didn't work. We got to try again. Ever. It usually works. I don't know why our brain does that. Oh, you know what I think it was, too? I think it was destination imagination. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. In school, we started in destination imagination. We always did the improv challenge where you have to make stuff out of junk. Right. And so, in 30 minutes and make it work. And I think that helped a lot with coming up with how to use trash on a very fast basis to get things done. There you go, kids. If you want to be intelligent, get in destination imagination or play with trash for 30 minutes and turn it into something. Secret to life.
Well, we hope you definitely will come back for Shrek, but I'm going to ask you that question we've been asking everyone else. If heaven exists, what do you want God to say when you get to the pearly gates?
I want him to say, "Wow, Sarah, you have done such a great job with all the obstacles I've thrown your way in the past few years."
And what the hell is this? How did you make this again?
How did you make this out? Yes, I want him to say, you know, he doesn't just say, "Wow, you actually, everything that I've thrown your way, you've taken and you've handled it in the way that I thought you would handle it." And hopefully, you know, you could have probably had a few less mental breakdowns doing it, but I'm proud of you for getting over it in the way that you did. And, you know, I think that's what he would want me. I think that's what he would say to me. Give me a pat on the back. And then make a big seat next to him. Be his assistant.
So you have to make it 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Out of this.
Make
Nothing but
seat,
this.
And then you can sit there, and I probably would get it done.
Sarah, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
It was fun.
Everyone watch this video.
Who's next?